Bumble and Luna, the case of the lost honey. The sun had just climbed over the hills, spilling warm golden light into the clearing where Bumble the bear lived. Bumble was a small, round bear cub with a bright red scarf and round glasses that made him look very thoughtful, even when he was just deciding which berry bush to raid for breakfast. Today was supposed to be the best day ever. Bumble had spent all spring collecting honey with his friends, saving it carefully in a big clay jar. It was a tradition in Moonwood Forest. Every cub saved honey for the summer feast, where all the animals would share food under the mulberry tree and dance until the fireflies came out. Bumble stretched, yawned, and shuffled over to his favourite log, where he always kept his jar safe under a pile of moss. But when he reached under the log, his paw touched nothing but dust. Bumble's eyes grew wide behind his glasses. The honey jar was gone. Bumble felt his stomach twist. He peeked under every leaf and behind every tree root. No honey, no jar, only a faint, sticky trail leading away into the ferns. Before he could panic, a tiny light flickered in the shadows. A soft, glowing ball hovered near his face. "Whoa!" Bumble gasped, falling on his bottom. The light spoke in a small, tinkling voice. "Are you missing something?" Bumble blinked. You talk?" The light zipped closer and revealed herself. It was Luna the firefly, the fastest and brightest flyer in Moonwood Forest. Her tiny satchel glowed too, as if she carried bits of starlight with her. "I saw someone running through the forest last night," Luna said, circling him. "They were carrying something shiny, something big." Bumble's heart thumped. "My honey jar! Can you show me where they went?" Luna gave a brave little nod. "Follow me." Together they followed the sticky footprints through the underbrush. The trail glistened in the morning sun, drops of golden honey clinging to leaves like dew. Bumble's nose twitched with every sweet step. They passed the river bank, where fish leapt in the sparkling water, and crossed a mossy bridge of fallen logs. Bumble kept glancing behind him, nervous. "What if it's too far?" he mumbled. "What if we never find it?" Luna zipped back and shone bright. "Hey, honey can be eaten, but clues can't hide forever." "We'll solve this," Bumble smiled weakly. He trusted Luna. After all, fireflies never got lost, not even in the darkest night. The trail led them to an ancient oak with a hollow trunk. Inside, the air smelled faintly of clover and honey. Bumble squeezed in, his round belly brushing the bark, and found a clue. A small tuft of grey fur stuck to the honey smear. "Grey fur!" Bumble whispered. "But who has grey fur around here?" Luna landed on his nose. "Maybe the Thistle twins, or Bramble the badger, or..." A rustling behind them made Bumble jump. Two pointy ears poked out of the grass, followed by a twitching nose. "Boo!" squeaked Clover the rabbit, bouncing into view. "What you doing?" "We're investigating," Luna said seriously. "Bumble's honey was stolen." Clover's ears drooped. "Oh no! Want me to help? I can sniff fast." And just like that, their team of two became a team of three. The clues led them deeper into the forest where the trees grew closer together and the sunlight faded. Bumble hesitated at the edge. Dark woods were not exactly scary, but they were full of surprises. Owls with glowing eyes, rustling shapes that moved too quickly to see. But Luna shone brighter, lighting the path, and Clover bounded ahead without fear. "Look!" Clover pointed at a clump of mushrooms. The honey trail ended there, but beside it was a clear paw print. Not rabbit, not fox. "Bear paw," Bumble whispered. His heart sank. "But I'm the only bear cub in Moonwood." Luna tilted her glowing head. "Not the only bear. The tracks are big, Too big to be yours, Bumble gulped. That meant one thing. An adult bear took my honey? They followed the paw prints until they heard the roar of Silver Falls. Mist sprayed their fur as they stepped into the clearing, and there, by a cave behind the waterfall, stood a large figure licking honey off its paws. Papa Bear, Bumble called hesitantly. The big bear turned, blinking his sleepy brown eyes. Oh, Bumble. What are you doing out here so early? Bumble stepped forward, clutching his scarf. Did you take my honey jar? Papa Bear looked surprised and a little offended. Of course not. I have my own stash. But... He sniffed the air. Someone passed by here in a hurry. Smelled like honey and... raspberries. Raspberries, Clover asked. That's near the meadow. Luna zipped in circles. Then that's where we go next. By the time they reached the raspberry meadow, the sun was high. Bees buzzed lazily, gathering pollen, but something was wrong. A buzzing cloud of bees blocked the centre of the meadow, and in the middle was a toppled honey jar, empty. My honey! Bumble cried. The queen bee flew up, tiny crown glinting. This jar rolled into our meadow at dawn, she buzzed, but we did not take it. The thief dropped it and ran. Which way? Luna asked. The bees pointed toward the thorny path, the trickiest trail in Moonwood, full of brambles that scratched fur and snagged tails. Bumble swallowed hard. We have to keep going. The thorny path was exactly as awful as its name. Bumble got his scarf snagged twice. Clover had to wiggle free of a prickly bush, and even Luna's glow dimmed a little from the effort. But on the other side, they found something unexpected, a clearing full of overturned baskets, trampled berries, and paw prints everywhere. This is a mess, Clover said. Like a party happened. A rustle from the bushes made them freeze. Out stepped Bramble the badger, fur full of burrs. Don't yell, Bramble said quickly. I didn't steal your honey. But I saw who did. Bumble's ears perked up. Who? The Thistle twins, Bramble said grimly. Those raccoons have been sneaking into everyone's food. They're probably hiding at the old mill by the river. Luna's wings flared bright. Then that's where we end this mystery. The old mill creaked as the wind turned its broken sails. Inside, shadows danced on the walls. Bumble's paws shook as he pushed open the door. Two striped tails disappeared behind a pile of crates. Come out, Thistle twins, Clover shouted. We know you're in there. Two raccoon faces peeked out, guilty as can be. We didn't mean to cause trouble, one of them said. We just wanted to taste it. We didn't know it was for the feast. You stole from everyone, Bumble said firmly. That honey wasn't just mine. It was for all of Moonwood. The twins shuffled their paws. We are sorry. Bumble thought for a long moment. He could stay angry. He could stomp away. But then he remembered what Mama Bear always said. Sharing makes the forest sweeter. You have to make it right, Bumble said at last. Help us collect more honey before sunset. The raccoons nodded eagerly. Together, the whole group, Bumble, Luna, Clover, Bramble, and the Thistle twins, worked through the afternoon. They visited hives, traded berries with the bees, and carried fresh honey back to the clearing. By dusk, the new jar was even bigger than the first. That night, the mulberry tree glowed with lanterns. All the animals gathered, sharing food and stories. Bumble set the giant jar in the centre, proud as could be. Luna hovered above, her light brighter than the stars. Mystery solved, she said softly. Bumble smiled, his heart warm. And honey found. As the animals danced, the fireflies joined in. filling the night with 1,000 tiny lights. Bumble looked around at his friends and knew this was more than a feast. It was the start of many adventures to come. Later, when the clearing was quiet and the moon high, Bumble sat by the jar, dipping one paw into the sweet golden honey. Luna landed on his nose. "Think anyone will ever steal honey again?" she teased. Bumble grinned. "If they do, we'll just have another adventure." And somewhere deep in the forest, the Thistle Twins giggled, already planning their next, much more honest surprise.